Hi guys, today I'm here to show you how I make a spiral nail. This nail technique is not made for everybody. It's not a utilitarian nail. It's just a decorative nail that you would usually use on a pinky or on a finger that you really don't use to do anything with. It's just for fun. It's just for look, and I'm just showing you for techniques. Now to start, I've used a practice finger. I've used this poster tack that you can find at your local Staples, or even in your drugstores. If you look for poster tack, I use this because that way it holds my nail tip. I've taken instead of using a straw, which is usually what you use, I've taken the backing off of my nail forms. Now I've used the backing of the nail forms because let's say you want to do a thumb. You don't find straws that size, so in this case I'm just using this to show you. You could use it as well. I've taken a nail tip. I've attached it to the tacket. I've trimmed it down with a nail clipper. Then I've taken with my nail glue and I've attached my rolled up piece of form backing. I've taped it, as you could see here. I don't know if you could see, pick it up, but there's a piece of tape on there holding it together. You could see it's open. Like I said, I did this because I want you to see how it works with it in case if you want to do a bigger nail, because straws basically don't come super sized. Alright, so I'm using, for this demo, I'm using my Absolute. It's perfect white, and that's just because I have that. You can use whatever you want. And a little bit of monomer and my acrylic brush. And doesn't matter what product you have, what monomer, what brushes you have, just as long as you can transfer the product onto the nail, create your spiral. I don't want to be going into name brands or anything because it doesn't matter, because not everybody has access to it. These products that I actually have, you can only get if you're licensed. So whatever else you can find, you could probably get it at Sally's. I'm using a pink background because everything is white that I'm using, and I'm hoping that you can see the detail. Okay, so basically I'm going to start creating like a little bit of my white along the edge. Now if you're going to make this a pink and white, you would come in and create your smile line. Now I'm not being very heavy-handed on what I'm putting on here at the moment, but I'm making sure to get it all in here. I am creating a little smile line. That's only if you're making pink and white, otherwise you don't have to do this. And we'll begin going around the nail. You don't want your acrylic to be too runny. You want it to really be able to set up quickly. Just making sure my lines are nice and straight. And we're going to start continuing in the fashion that you're going to see me going all around the perimeter of this paper, or if you're using a straw, your straw. Try and be as neat as possible, only because the messier you are, the more you have to clean up when you're done. And if you're working in a salon, as they say, time is money. Don't make it too thin, because again, this is going to be used on a hand, and you don't want to have something that if you bang it by accident, it cracks and breaks off. So I am giving it a little thickness. And yes, I have done this on clients before, and I have samples on my Facebook fan page, which is Nail Expressions. You'll find it under the acrylics album. Now we're coming around. Make sure I move this over a little bit more. I understand it's hard to see on white then. Wish I'd have had another color, but that's what I have. But I think you'll be able to see where we're going. You can make this in clear if you like, as I've done on other nails, and come back with a nail polish and just polish it. I'll keep in mind the symmetry of what you're doing. And make sure that you try and keep it the same width all the way around. You will come back when you're done and it's set up and use either a nail file or a drill to refine it. In my other video that I showed how to create this in pictures only, that was back in the day when I really didn't know how to make the videos. I was just learning. I showed how to do this all step by step, and people were always wondering how you do this. So I hope that in creating this video for you, you can see it's not that complicated. But I do repeat, I want you to be as neat as possible for your own sake in the end, so you don't have to sit there and waste time filing the nail, and try and keep your product as smooth as possible as well. I think for today I will make it on a little bit on the longer side, just so that you can get the benefit of watching me apply the product and shape it. Remember to keep your lines in between consistent. People are always writing to me, who would wear anything like that? Why would anybody? You know, everybody has free will to use what they like. And as a professional, I always say I have to know how to do a little bit of everything so that when I do get a client who requests something unusual, I can provide it for them. Myself, I've never worn this. I don't think I could ever wear this. It's not conducive to hairstyling. As you all know also, I'm a hairdresser and nail technician. And can you imagine if I was doing hair with something like this? Oh my Lord. I'd be ripping everybody's hair out. Wherever I see it's a little too thin, I come back and I layer a little bit more on top. But as you can see, I'm trying to keep it as smooth as possible. I don't want to come back and have to sit here going crazy filing and shaping. And besides, when you do it, it'll be on a human person. And this will be too much stress on their pinky, which is generally where I usually put it on my clients. It is definitely a great conversation piece. Now, when I finish this off, I have the option of leaving it open or closed. I personally like to close it so that way it does not tangle up on anything. So we're kind of coming to the end. You can see it's not that complicated. I'll show you how you would leave it open or you could leave it closed. So I'll show you the look of it as if it was going to stay open, and then I'll close it off. I built it up a little extra here because I didn't tape that part and I don't want my nail spiral to break when I go take it off of my form. And just making sure that we're smooth all the way around. Giving the front a chance to set up a little bit. That little piece there probably is going to give me a problem. But if you had a straw, it wouldn't give you a problem. But as long as you have your acrylic, you can always come back and adjust it. Nothing gets ruined. It's just a matter of filing and cleaning it up. Alright, I'm just cleaning up the end here. And here you have it. So as I started before, I put it on the end of the nail, created my smile line, and I started going around. I'm just smoothing that out. And I'm keeping a certain distance between each of, oops, sorry. Let me go back. Like I said, I started in the smile line. I've gone around, keeping a certain distance in between all of the spirals. And here towards the end, I let it come to the end here like that. But in my case, this is how you would leave it open. But I do want to connect mine. So I'm just going to add a little bit more acrylic there because in my case I don't want it to be open. So I'm just going to close it up right there. To avoid any tangling in the hair, garments. You do not have to do this. You can leave it open. And I am trying to hold this end closed because I don't want to have that opening there for when I close this. I don't want to have any gaps. You will not have that problem if you're using a straw. And if you're going to go this far down on the nail like I've done, then I would suggest taping all the way down. The only reason I've gone this far is so that you can actually see the technique of application. Not that you would ever have the nail this long. But if you like it that long, so be it. Alright, I'm going to let this set up and then I'll show you how we continue. Okay, we're back. I'm going to see if I can remove this for you on the camera. So basically what I like to do is I'm just looking for a tool here. Just poke it in, so you could see. Poking it in, I'm loosening it. Trying to get it unattached there. Let me use my cuticle pusher. So I'm just pushing it. Just remember when you're doing this on a customer, take into consideration this is attached to their hand. Be considerate that you're not hurting them. I think I'm pretty much loose in there. And you would grab it with your, I'm going to take it off the finger only because I cannot hold that on there for right now, and just turn it. Let me see if I can do it. You'll have this same problem. with the straw. Alright, let me see why it's stuck over here. And here you have it. I've taken it off of the shape that we had. So now all you're going to come in and do is, well, let me see if I can just do a little bit of the pink on here for a second. I'm going to use a vivid pink to do the top. These are not the colors that you would particularly use if you don't like them. It's just what I'm doing so that you can see. This is actually a pink that I mixed myself. It's got glitter in here. Very fine glitter. Alright. So now our next step would be to file. You could use your electric file, or you could use your hand file. For in between the spirals, if you have a thin file, oops, came off of the finger again, you can come in and just file all around. And smooth any unnecessary acrylic in between it. Now I'm avoiding touching the top because I did coat that with the pink. So now on the end, I'm going to file it with a coarser file because I want to take more debris off, more acrylic. You can see it's a little raggedy on the edge. Let me just move some stuff out of my way. Again, if you have your electric file, that's all you would need. Remember, when you're filing to support your client's nail, don't stress out your client's nail, because you will have to do a little bit more filing on this nail than just your regular nail application. I'm going back to this file, and I'm going to continue. Let me see if this is set up. Okay, the top is set up, so I can go back up here. And turn your nail as you proceed down the nail. Now to the top and the bottom sides of your spirals, smoothing them out. It's a little tricky, but doing it carefully. You'll be able to succeed. I'm trying to smooth out the surface a little bit. I am doing this all by hand instead of using my electric file because not everybody has an electric file at home. Trying to make sure that my nail looks even. Not lopsided on the bottom. Just checking. All right. Let me just get my buffer off for a second. Oops, I see a little piece that I need to fix here. Just taking this little corner off over here. I don't want it to be sharp. Now I'm just going to file this little side here. Alright, that's much better, as you can see. Just looking for my little buffer. I'm going to smooth it out just a tad. See, this is where you save time when you make sure that you put it on as smooth as possible. Remember, if you're doing this on a person, their fingers will tend to get tired, and you don't want to stress the customer out. Alrighty. Hope you could see that. Now I'm going to just put it back onto the nail form. Let me just clean up a little bit. Let me just move some of this dust over. And to finish it off, I'll just put a little bit of clear top clear acrylic onto the pink. Again, it doesn't matter what brand, because as I said before, not everybody has access to get the same products that I do, and I don't want you to feel like you can't do a service because you can't have what I have. And then closing it off with the clear acrylic, you're giving the nail more strength as well. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this little tutorial. It's been helpful, and it's taken the curiosity of how it is that you do a spiral nail, and you understand that this is just for an accent, for people who want to be a little different, for people who don't stress the daily rituals of chores and cleaning and worry about, I'm going to break my nail, or I'm not going to do anything if I have this on. Like I said, this is extra long, but that was so that I can show you how the technique is done. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I will let this clear set up, and I will come back and buff it, and I'll take pictures and have it at the end for you. If this video has been informative and you like what you've seen, you can join my Facebook fan page, share this with your friends, leave questions and comments, and again, it's Nail Expressions. Thank you.